before we talk about the game, there's a question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
What's going on between Hendrick and Xabi Alonso?
Nothing. I don't think there's
Well, if you
anything.
look at it, it's as if Xabi Alonso has abandoned Hendrick. He's not even looking at his direction.
See, I'm not really looking at it that way. You know, I'm just looking at it from that perspective of, Xabi Alonso is still trying to, and again, if you look at this defeat that happened this last game, I think he even wanted to sub him in, but something happened that he did not sub him in. So he's just back from injury, and this is just like the ninth game of the season. So I don't think there's any cause for alarm. There are still more games to play. Coming into, let's say, October, November, start. I think the Copa del Rey officially start, and then you have the Champions League phase games. You have La Liga games, and then around, I think, December or January, we're playing the Super Cup again. So definitely his time will come to play. So I don't see it as him having, I don't see it as two of them having issues. It's just like look at Alaba now. Earlier this season, Alaba was not playing, but today look at, he played the full game today. Look at Fran Garcia. Fran Garcia was not playing earlier. Look at today, he played the
But
full
Fran
game.
Garcia played at the Club World Cup.
Another player.
So wait, Fran Garcia played at the Club World Cup. Hendrick, I don't think he played any game in the Club World Cup.
He was injured. He was injured throughout the Club World Cup, so that's why he's not. And if you look at Looney also, Looney has not played. He has been fit and up and doing, but he has not played any game so far. So I even expected him to start this game, but we didn't see him starting. So maybe most probably
after losing last weekend. After losing last weekend, the next game was a must-win game for Xabi Alonso. Now revenge mission.
Yeah,
you guys are revenging against one club that nobody knows. One club that is close to China. Madrid.
Yeah, Kazakhstan. Yeah.
Abba. Just humiliated one small team, and now you guys are feeling yourselves 5-0.
No, we are not. I'm not even impressed with the.
Okay, so the 5 goals is not enough for you. How many goals are you expecting?
No, the first half, like the second half was more fluid, but that first half was an ISO. Seriously, the first 20 minutes.
Will you say it was more fluid because of the introduction of Rodrigo?
No. Even before the introduction of Rodrigo, I think, to an extent, the players are, I don't know, I don't even know which adjective to use to describe these players. I'm looking back at the last game, I was talking to one Madrid fan, and I told him something. I said, this what happened in that last game reminded me of a movie I watched some time ago. Maybe, I don't know if you've watched the movie Magnificent Seven.
Magnificent Seven, yeah, I watched it.
So if you remember that Ethan Hawke guy, that sniper, that Goodnight Rubishaw, that's his name in the movie. Like when he was training the villagers on how to shoot, he told them something. He said, you have to hate what you are shooting at. Like, even if you don't know how to shoot, if you hate that thing that you are shooting at, you get the target. So, and I think that's what is lacking in this Madrid team. Whenever we're playing Atletico Madrid, Barca, most of these top teams, we tend to play, I don't know, is it too much respect? Should I call it too much respect? Or what? I don't know. I don't understand that. Any player that comes to Atletico Madrid or Barcelona, the first thing that is being told is that whenever you are playing Madrid, it's like the end of the world. It's like your last game ever in your life. So they come out to play as if they want to kill themselves. But when you see Madrid playing lackadaisically, you see Madrid playing as if they don't even care, that hunger. And that is why, after the defeat, I wasn't too worried. I was worried actually for Xabi Alonso and for the team, but I wasn't too worried because it's more like a wake-up call for him. If you look at his changes and all that. But I think we are not talking about the game now. So for this game, I think this is a very good reaction to what happened in the last game, even though, everybody said that this is not a very big team. This is the first time in this is their first Champions League campaign. But
if you look at Real Madrid history, sorry for interrupting. If you look at Real Madrid history, Real Madrid is not a team that is known for dominating games now.
Yeah, of course.
Games, they only know how to. They know how to win. Winning,
yes.
Real Madrid knows how to win, but dominating games, no. Even under
And I think that's
Mourinho, you guys didn't dominate games. You guys most
yeah.
times relied on counter. Ancelotti, the same thing. I think it was only under Benitez that you guys tried to play one kind of possession game. No, but
And it failed.
and it failed. So
Yeah.
under every coach, is it Zidane? Zidane more of counter, Ancelotti counter, Mourinho counter. So I'm not surprised that you guys struggle against big sides. It's a normal
Yeah,
reaction.
yeah, and
You just know how to
yes,
win, but dominating the game, no.
and I think Xabi Alonso is trying to bring in an entirely new philosophy into the Madrid, team. Just like you finish saying, we are a team that is not being known for dominating games. But what he's trying to do now, he's trying to make the team, compete. He's trying to make the team dominate. Even in the last game that I just finished talking about against Atletico Madrid, they won us 5-2, but we had more possessions in both halves. And I was even surprised when I saw the position. Like I said, okay, so even with all the play, we had more possession and all that. So I think that's what Xabi Alonso is trying to do, and the players are still finding it, a little bit absurd, a little bit hard for them to, blend in with this kind of gameplay. And I think most at times, like in the last game, with reference to this game,
Mm.
if you look at towards the ending of the game, when when we had three more substitutes to make, the first thing that came to my mind was like, Adogula needs to go off. Chouamini needs to go off. Mbappe needs to go off since he's already has his hat-trick, so he needs to go off. Then and immediately that was the change he made. So and even in that our last game, nobody, I don't think any Madrid fan expected him to sub Adogula first. The first instance, let me even like a little bit talk about that last game. The first instance, no, like I didn't expect him to start with Bellingham. What Alonso did in that last game was almost the same thing he did against PSG in the Club World Cup. You already have a system that is working for you. Me, I'm not that kind of person that I don't know if you can remember. I always sometimes criticize Alonso, Ancelotti last season in this kind of form. But in this aspect, you already have a team that is working for you. Yes, we understand that every game you have a fresh
It's not
starting lineup,
broken,
you
don't
have a
try
new
to fix
person.
it.
Yeah. So he was trying to, I don't know, trying to incorporate Bellingham, maybe because he knows that Atletico Madrid is a more physical side, and all that. So he's trying to incorporate Bellingham into the team. And then he decided to drop off Mastantuono and then start with Bellingham. And I think that was what disrupted the rhythm of his game from the beginning. Then going into the second half, his first mistake, nobody expected, I don't think anybody expected that Adogule would be the one to go off. Because my reason is that Adogule was like the link between the the midfield, and the attackers. He was practically the person giving the passes, connecting the midfield, the defense, and the attack. And then he was taken off. Immediately, Adogula was taken off. Balls were not coming to the attack again, because like the person that is doing the link up is no longer there. Yeah, you see so many Madrid fans telling you that Bellingham is better, blah blah blah. But the truth is that when it comes to passes and all, Adogule is ahead of him. Maybe Bellingham has an overall, better performance. Maybe if you compare an overall performance in the midfield, but so far so good. Adogule is so far better if you look at his passes and all. So that was the beginning of the issue. And then subsequent changes, did not really make sense for me, and that was how the game ended. So, but if you look at this game, he made the right starting lineup because and another issue again that last game was Carreras. Carreras was very very poor. Carreras and Hoyson, they were very very poor in that last game, and it is only okay. It's very very okay with me for
Carreras, if you look at him, he's a target. He doesn't know how to defend very well.
yes.
Offensively,
No,
he's good.
at least we saw it in that last game. So
Offensively,
he was
he's good.
getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was not really good in that last game. His previous games has been good, and he was not really good in that last game. And everybody, should I say, most Madrid fans were expecting that at one certain point in time, he would take off Carreras and bring in Frank Garcia, because that Diego Simon's son, is it Simone, was like beating him. He was just playing 10-10 with him. So like we needed somebody that would match him pace by pace. And Frank Garcia, even if maybe he's not good defensively, he will be able to match on speed to speed. And given that he's going to come into the second half fresh, he would give him a run for his money. That was what everybody was expecting. And then he did not even sub throughout the game. He did not even sub out Carreras. So, but if you look at this game, Frank Garcia came in. He played exceptionally well in this game. He was all over in defense, in attack. At one certain point in time, if you look at the second half when Rodrigo came in, Rodrigo was more deeper. So should I say was more central. What's this guy's name? Frank Garcia was like the person covering up the wings for him. Rodrigo was kind of more central in that attack. So and again, another person that I want to look at comment his performance is Rodrigo. When Rodrigo came in that second half, he was practically doing what Vinicius was supposed to do, like beating defenders at one certain point in time.
Before we even go, sir, we need to even talk about Mbappe, sir. Before we go, his Hattrick.
Yeah, he had like five. Rodrigo had like 5 defenders, surrounding him, and he was able to pass the ball to Mbappe to score. He was able to dribble past. It was Rodrigo, and then Mbappe was exceptional. In my UEFA Champions League fantasy, Mbappe has been my captain for the past, I think, the first match day and this second match day. The first match day, he gave me 2 goals. Now he's having 3 goals. No, he has been good. And man, look at that chance that he missed. Look at that one-on-one that he missed. I was like, wow, what's going on in this guy's head? But the positive in this game is the fact that I think Mbappe had a very good man of the match performance. Camavinga came in. I don't know if you noticed in our last game, Camavinga came in and was very, very okay, very, very, dominant in that midfield, even against Atletico. And then look at this game again. He just came in and he got his goal. And another thing that is getting me worried.
Stop piping the game too much. You guys just beat some small boys.
Another thing that is getting me worried is this fact that
round up.
They don't want to cross the ball into the box, and I don't understand that.
Who head it?
Yeah.
Who head the ball?
Gonzalo. That was why Gonzalo was brought in.
It is start.
No, I'm talking about the second half. I'm talking about the second half, not the first half. I'm talking about the second half.
Okay.
The second half.
If you want your wingers to be crossing the ball, start with the Gonzalo.
I think there was a game he started.
There
was a game he started, and they were not even crossing the ball. I think our game with Youssef, we started, but they weren't even crossing the ball. And I think before our game with Atletico, there was this talk in social media that Xabi Alonso has hired a set piece, analyst and all that. So I think he's going to work on the set pieces. If you look at, we consider 4 goals against Atletico, just all due to set pieces. So that's another aspect of the game. But overall, this game that just passed, in the first half, I wasn't too convinced. But in the second half, it was a very good reaction by Madrid. And I hope that we continue, having this good run-up in the Champions League.
All right, Hamisu, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next time.
All right, thank you.